United Nations principal agencies. The United Nations or the United Nations is an international organization consisting of almost all countries in the world. Since its establishment until now, the UN has 193 member states which are also sovereign states and are recognized by the international community. To support its operations and activities, the United Nations has 6 main agencies as well as dozens of special agencies/organizations dealing with various international issues. The 6 UN main bodies include the General Assembly, Security Council, Economic and Social Council, Trusteeship Council, International Court of Justice and Secretariat. However, currently there are only 5 main bodies left because the Trusteeship Council, which is tasked with supervising the trust area, has been abolished since 1994, namely after the independence of the last UN trust territory, namely Palau, which is in the Pacific Ocean. The following is a brief explanation of the 6 main agencies of the United Nations. General Assembly. The UN General Assembly is the main deliberative assembly in the UN, United Nations. The General Assembly is composed of all UN member states and meets annually under the chairmanship of a President of the General Assembly who is elected from among the representatives of the UN member states. The UN General Assembly is held at the General Assembly Hall in New York every September, which is attended by all representatives of UN member states to discuss important issues such as recommendations on peace and security issues, election of members for UN bodies and matters relating to the budget. Each member state has one vote in determining decisions on these matters, except for matters of peace and security which are under the consideration of the UN Security Council. The first General Assembly session was held at Westminster Central Hall, London on January 10, 1946, which was attended by 51 member states. Security Council. The main responsibility of the Security Council, UNSC, is to maintain security and peace between countries as stated in the UN Charter. The Security Council consists of 15 member states, of which there are 5 permanent members, namely the United States, China, Russia, France and the United Kingdom, while the other 10 members are non-permanent members elected by the UN General Assembly with a term of 2 years. Members of the UN Permanent Security Council have a veto right that can overturn a decision. The first United Nations Security Council meeting was held at Church House, London on January 17, 1946. Decisions of the United Nations Security Council are known as United Nations Security Council resolutions. Economic and Social Council. The Economic and Social Council is the principal body of the United Nations dealing with a wide range of environmental, economic and social issues. The main tasks of the UN Economic and Social Council include the following. 1. Conduct investigations and compile reports on economic, social, educational and health issues. 2. Make plans for an agreement on this matter with member countries to be submitted to the General Assembly. 3. Holding international meetings on matters that fall under its duties and authorities. The Economic and Social Council consists of 54 members who are elected by the General Assembly for a term of 3 years. In carrying out its duties, the Economic and Social Council, or abbreviated as ECOSOC, is assisted by several UN specialized organizations such as WHO, FAO, ILO, E2, UNESCO, UNICEF, IAEA, IBRD, UPU and UNHCR. Trusteeship Council. The Trusteeship Council was created in 1945 under Chapter 13 of the UN Charter to oversee the governance of UN trust territories and encourage residents of the trust territories to form self-government or independence. The last trust territory was Palau, which became independent on October 1, 1994. After Palau's independence, the Trusteeship Council officially ceased operations on November 1, 1994. International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice, based in The Hague, Netherlands, has the task of adjudicating various disputes between countries. The International Court of Justice is composed of 15 judges who are elected by the UN General Assembly and Security Council by separate ballot. The term of office of judges of the International Court of Justice is 9 years and can be re-elected. Secretariat. The UN Secretariat is led by a UN Secretary-General, UN Secretary-General, and is assisted by tens of thousands of international civilian staff from various countries. The main task of the UN Secretariat is to publish various international agreements made by the UN and maintain contact with the media around the world to promote the work of the UN and provide research, information and facilities needed by the UN for its meetings. The term of office of the UN Secretary-General is 5 years, appointed by the UN General Assembly based on the recommendation of the UN Security Council.